Have you ever wondered why arrogance often leads to downfall and humility to success? It's a paradox that has puzzled many, a perplexing riddle of human nature. Arrogance, with its loud declarations and lofty ambitions, often seems to rule the world, yet it's humility, quiet and unassuming, that often emerges victorious. How does this come to be? Well, prepare for an unexpected journey as we explore this intriguing dynamic. Today we'll delve into the story of a man whose arrogance led to an unexpected turn of events. Meet our character, a man named John, who was known far and wide for his arrogance. John walked with an air of superiority, his eyes peering down on everyone he met. His words, laced with arrogance, echoed in the ears of those around him. He reveled in his self-perceived grandeur, dismissing the opinions of others with a wave of his hand as if they were but mere dust particles in his world. John was never shy of boasting about his achievements, often embellishing the truth to enhance his image. His tales were as tall as skyscrapers, and he climbed them with gusto, ignoring the whispers of skepticism that followed him. He was a man who refused help or advice, believing he was always the smartest in the room. For John, accepting assistance was an admission of weakness, a concept he vehemently rejected. But as the saying goes, pride comes before a fall. John's arrogance soon led to his downfall. The swagger that once drew people to him started to push them away. His overconfidence and haughty demeanor became a repellent. His friends, one by one, started to distance themselves, unable to tolerate his pompous attitude. It was as if he was standing alone on an island of his own making, surrounded by a sea of resentment. At work, his arrogance was no less damaging. John's belief in his infallibility led to reckless decisions. He dismissed advice, overlooked details, and ignored warnings. His actions resulted in a series of failures that put his career and the company in jeopardy. Eventually, his actions caught up with him. He lost his job and his reputation was in tatters. The once admired John was now a cautionary tale of arrogance gone wrong. But it was only in his downfall that John began to see the error of his ways. In the ruins of his former life, John found humility. In the shattered fragments of his ego and the ashes of his pride, John began to see a new path. He had once stood tall, a towering figure of arrogance. Now he was brought low, humbled and humiliated. But in this humility he found strength. He started to understand that his arrogance was not a sign of strength, but a mask for his insecurity. He recognized that his downfall was not the result of some external force, but a consequence of his own pride. He saw how his arrogance had pushed away the people who cared about him and how it had blinded him to the wisdom of others. John decided to change. He began to rebuild the bridges he had burned. He reached out to the people he had hurt, offering sincere apologies and asking for forgiveness. He was willing to learn, to grow, and to change. He started to listen more and talk less. He began to value the opinions of others, to see the world from their perspective. His newfound humility was not a sign of weakness, but a testament to his strength. It was a sign of his willingness to change, to grow, and to become a better person. He started to respect others, not for what they could do for him, but for who they were as individuals. John's story teaches us that arrogance leads to downfall, while humility can open doors we never knew existed. But John's story didn't end there. Stripped of his arrogance, he saw the world through a new lens. He recognized the pain his ego had caused others, and he felt a burning desire to make amends. His journey of redemption began with a single, humble step. He started a program, a sanctuary for the arrogantly lost, a place where individuals like him could learn to change their ways. John poured his heart and soul into this endeavor, driven by the newfound purpose that had replaced his once overbearing arrogance. Every person he helped, every life he changed, filled him with a sense of fulfillment that his past life of arrogance had never offered. He found success not in wealth or power, but in the smiles of those he helped. John's story serves as a reminder that it's never too late to change, to find a new path. In the end, John's arrogance led him to humility, and his humility led him to a success he could never have imagined.